Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me for today's edition of the Danielle Daily. This show almost did not happen. I am actually on location here in beautiful Tysons Corner, Virginia, near the metro station. I just met a friend for lunch and I've been walking all over the place trying to find a place that I had both connectivity and lack of wind where I could get on and broadcast for you guys live. So today we're talking about overwhelm. I'm certainly feeling it a little bit myself today, so it's the perfect topic for us to be talking about. So if you're just joining me, again, thank you so much. I'm Danielle Watson. Thank you for joining me for today's edition of the Danielle Daily. We are talking about overwhelm today. I know that yesterday I was really feeling it, and today I'm feeling it even a little bit more. I'm actually on location today, filming out of doors, and it's interesting. I didn't realize until just today that there are no benches to be found pretty much anywhere in this area of Virginia. I've never needed to find a place to sit down before, and so I'd never noticed it. And so it was interesting today. I was looking for a spot where I could film, where I could talk about this overwhelm, and I ended up feeling overwhelmed even more trying to find a place where I could broadcast to you guys. So thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you. It looks like Sadie has joined us. Julio is here. Julio, I feel like I need to send you a prize. You're like my #1 fan. You're always here. I really appreciate it. You save me from having to talk into the phone to myself. Today I'm here in beautiful Tysons Corner, Virginia. I'm heading into Washington, D.C. on the metro today. And it has been a challenge trying to find a place where I could broadcast the show. So it's the perfect topic today. We're talking about overwhelm. I was really feeling it yesterday, and then trying to find a place where we could actually broadcast today definitely added to that. So I think it's the perfect topic. I have a couple of things to say about it. What I wanted to focus on, because I know overwhelm is a huge, broad topic, what I wanted to focus on is what's the first thing to do when you notice yourself feeling overwhelmed. I have strategies in place. I'm curious what you guys do. I know one of the things that I notice I do when I'm feeling overwhelmed is I start to eat a whole lot more. Suddenly I just find myself returning to the kitchen over and over and over for a snack. And so that's kind of one of the clues that lets me know, hey, you might be feeling overwhelmed. It might be time to deploy one of your strategies for getting out of that. So I'm curious if you guys have ways that you notice that you're in overwhelm, or if you have strategies that you use when you do notice that you're in overwhelm to get you out of that. I am broadcasting on location today. It was challenging to find a place that I could do this, and I'm not sure how long I'll be able to stay on, both because of connectivity and because somebody might come by and notice that I'm kind of hidden off in this nook and tell me to leave. So hopefully we will get to our note to self today. I hope that I'll be able to read some of your comments about overwhelm, how you notice you're in it, what you do to get yourself out of it. I want to share a little bit why I'm feeling overwhelmed and let you know, the first thing that I do when I notice that I'm overwhelmed. I did write down today's note to self before I hit live today, so I'm feeling good about that, and I really appreciate you guys being here. It looks like Nancy has joined us. Again, if you're just joining us, I'm Danielle Watson. This is the Danielle Daily. You can find me here every weekday, and what I promise for you is that you will always find something here positive, something fun, or something inspiring. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys joining me. Today we are talking about overwhelm. We're talking about that feeling you get when there's just too much going on, when there are too many moving parts, when there are too many things you need to do. So yesterday afternoon, I was thinking about all the moving parts that need to come into place for me to take this Danielle Daily show to where I want to take it, which is I want it to be something that helps people all over the world, that people want to share, that people look forward to seeing. I want it to be a broadcast that when people see the little notification that says, hey, Danielle Watson is live, they go, oh, I can't wait to watch that, because I always feel so good whenever I watch anything that Danielle puts out there. And there are so many pieces that need to come into place to make sure that not only do I have material prepared, but that I have the technical things that I need. I actually just ordered a lavalier mic. I'm really excited about that, so you won't have to see my little earbuds anymore. I need a tripod, so I had to do that. I need to continue to build my YouTube page. I need to put together a Facebook page for this. I need to have a emailing list in place, all these little things, none of them in themselves very difficult, but when you add them all together, it starts to bring on a feeling of overwhelm. Oh, I need to do all these things, and you want to do them well, and you want to do them right, and you want them to be useful for people. And it's just a lot on top of everything else that you already have going on in your life. And it just comes out to be a lot. So I'm curious, are you guys at all identifying with the feeling of overwhelm? Have you ever felt it? Am I the only one that ever feels overwhelmed? Now, it's not that I'm not excited to do all these things. I'm super excited to do all these things. I want this show to do well. I want it to help people all over the world. I want to have fun doing it. But there are a lot of pieces that need to come into place if this is going to be my brand, if this is going to be the new brand of my business. And you know, if you've ever done this before, you know, you can only do what's right in front of you. But sometimes when you look at all of the things that need to be done, it starts to feel like, oh my gosh, am I ever going to make it? And the truth is, yes, I'm going to make it. You're going to make it. We're all going to make it. It's going to happen. But sometimes it just takes that stepping back. So what I wanted to share was that when I get into that feeling of overwhelm, once I've noticed it, so usually after I've visited the refrigerator and a holy number of times for the day, what I realize is that what I need to do is step away. What I actually need to do is not continue to push forward, not try to just get one more thing done, not check one more thing off my list, not reevaluate, you know, what priorities. What I actually need to do is just step away and do something else for the day. So the feeling of overwhelm yesterday actually came at the perfect time, because today I had already planned to step away. I was going into DC to have lunch with a friend and then to have dinner with some more friends. And so today I'm not worrying about all the pieces that need to come together to make the Danielle Daily a success. I'm just spending time with friends and of course doing the broadcast, which I love. There's no stress, there's no overwhelm when it comes to that, except for that little factor of almost not being able to find a place where I could do this today. So Jeremy says, you are the only one. Yes, I have, yes, basically I am the only one. Sadie Short says, I'm a mom, LOL, it happens daily. Yes, thank you. You know, Jeremy, I know that you are always just a jokester, and I really appreciate that about you. Overwhelm, give me an example. I know you have a daughter. I'm sure that overwhelm has come into play for real for you. Yeah, Sadie, when you're a mom, I don't have children, and I can't even imagine the trial by fire that is. And the way that so many moms do it with grace just impresses me on a regular basis. Jeremy says, smart, understand your warning signs of approaching the circuit breaker. Yes. So for me, food is a big one. So last night, after I noticed that I was in overwhelm, I'd visited the fridge one too many times, I went to yoga and I just really put it all out there on my mat. I just sweat like crazy. I just really worked on getting my poses where I wanted them to be, and that for me is a great stress reliever. It didn't entirely take me out of overwhelm, because I've been doing yoga long enough that even though I'm working pretty hard, I can sort of think at the same time too. So for me today, the perfect solution was getting out, having lunch with a girlfriend, having dinner tonight with friends in DC. This is the perfect break I need. This is what I need to be able to get out of that headspace of overwhelm and back into, okay, what actually needs to be done? Don't look at the whole picture. What is the next thing in front of me? What is it that I can do to move this forward? Because I'm pretty invested in making this a success. You know, I love you guys. I want this to be something that you look forward to. I want it to be something that you share. I want it to be something that makes a difference for people. And so I want to do that really well. And there are a lot of pieces that need to happen to make that happen. And so I will do them, and you guys will get to watch me, and I'm sure that you will help me by encouraging me along the journey. I am going to keep this broadcast brief today, just because I don't know if at any moment somebody's going to come over here and kind of kick me out of this spot. So I'm going to give you today's note to self, but if you are watching the recording, please let me know what strategies you use to get yourself out of overwhelm. How do you recognize that when you're in it? Looks like Julio says, when I can stop, I do that. Drop everything and meditate. Put some Baroque music and start doing something mindless, like doing dishes or cleaning up the desk. Yeah, I love that. I have a friend, Carrie, when she gets into overwhelm, she stops and she goes and she takes a shower because she has what she calls shower man. There's when she goes and takes a shower and she kind of gets her mind off everything, the voice inside of her seems to talk to her in the shower and it tells her what she needs to do next. So I really love that. Big fan of meditation as well. I have had some of my best ideas when I've been unloading the dishwasher. It's like the most mindless task that you can do, and I definitely get ideas from doing that. So today's note to self, please write it down. It is far more organized than yesterday. Here it is. Dear self, don't underestimate the power of taking a break when seeking a breakthrough. Let me read that to you one more time. Dear self, don't underestimate the power of taking a break when seeking a breakthrough. So that's my advice. The thing to do when you recognize that you are in overwhelm is to just take a break. And boy, am I a lucky girl that I already had lunch and dinner planned with friends today. So I am gonna get on with my day pretty quick here. Sadie says if I'm home, I go put myself in a timeout, lay in bed and scroll Facebook, stop thinking. I love that. That is a great strategy. Facebook and laying in bed, especially, there's something about laying in bed that's calming, I think, because we have associations with that being a place of comfort. Amy says power walking usually works. Hiking in a beautiful place, even better. Clearing out the crazies with lots of breathing. Yes, breathing, walking, moving your body. Moving your body sometimes can be the very best way to get yourself out of your head. That's why I go to yoga class. It's the only place that I find where I can really, really get out of my head and into my body. It's like my saving grace. It has been for, over a decade now. Julio says, break for a breakthrough. I love that. That's a bumper sticker, Julio. If it isn't already, it should be. Break for a breakthrough. There's a business idea right there. And if you decide to have them printed, I will definitely promote them here because it was born here. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me for today's abbreviated edition of the Danielle Daily. I really appreciate you. It's starting to get a little windier out here and more people are starting to move around because it's getting closer to the end of the day. So I think I better wrap this up. But one more time, let me give you today's note to self if you didn't write it down already. Dear self, don't underestimate the power of taking a break when seeking a breakthrough. So I will be back here again tomorrow. I haven't decided what time yet. I'm kind of enjoying doing these little pop-up positivity parties for you guys. Again, I am Danielle Watson. This has been today's edition of the Danielle Daily. I can't wait to see you again tomorrow. Please leave me comments and questions. I especially love it when you message me about something that you'd like me to cover on the show. I really appreciate that. So you guys have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? Love you. Bye. Mwah.